Good morning, all. Welcome to Saturday morning coffee with Back to Basics dog training. Hope you guys have started off your weekend in a good mood. We're excited to bring this to you again today. So we're going to again put it out there. Anybody online watching this, please, please, please feel free to type all your questions. Let me know that you're here. Put a comment in. Tell me who you are, where you're from. It'd be great. I'd like to try to acknowledge everybody who is watching. So in the meantime, like I said, before I get started, I always talk about an issue that's going on right now. And what I want to talk about right now is while we're all stuck at home during this pandemic, our dogs are starting to get a little overwhelmed with us being home all the time. And I want you to prepare for when you go back to work, go back to school, when we start leaving the house more regularly. Our dogs are going to get very confused. I've seen it before. I've seen it a lot of times, and I'm going to pick on our teachers right now. God bless them. Teachers get puppies at the end of June because they're going to be home all summer. The kids are home all summer. And then they go back to school in August or September, whenever it may be. And these well-behaved puppies, when people are home, are now starting to act up. We're going to run into the same situation. Hello, Michael from Staten Island. Remember, guys, when we're at work and, dogs that have been around with us for a while, when we're at work, dogs are sleeping most of the day. We're home now and we're overwhelming them. The kids are home. We're home. We're taking them out for 1,000 walks a day, which is really, really good because I wish more people would walk their dogs. But it's real, real important. Give them some downtime. Give them alone time. They're used to that. They want to have um, they want to have that alone time. Same way we need it. I mean, reality is we need alone time too. I mean, we're all stuck at home right now. Our families are on top of us and all this type of stuff. It's a little overwhelming for us too. Alone time is really, really good for the dogs. It'll help the transition when we do go back to work. So let's start trying to think of hopefully sooner than later we'll be able to get out of our homes and get back to our normal lives as it will be coming 2020. So again, they need that time. They need that alone time. They need to sleep. There was a study I read a while ago that on average a dog sleeps 14 to 16 hours a day, maybe a little bit more depending on the dog and their energy level. They need that time. So giving them that time to sleep, giving them that time for alone time, for lack of better terms. That's about what I can say on that. There's other things we can do to help them. I'd be happy to answer any of those questions as well. I love the fact that people are walking their dogs. I'm seeing it in my own neighborhood. I didn't realize I had so many dogs in my neighborhood. Everybody's out walking their dogs, which is really, really great. Anybody who knows me knows I've been posting out some videos on YouTube, Back to Basics YouTube channel. It's Back to Basics Dog Training. I put out a 5-part series of mastering the walk back to basic style. Each video is about 15, 20 minutes long. I think it's a good thing to watch from, in order, series, episode 1 to episode 5. It'll give you a better understanding on how we can make them walk more productive for our dogs. What I mean by that is not just the free-for-all, smelling everything, pulling me every place, something more to challenge their minds, which again will create a tireder dog. A tired dog sleeps. They really do need that at this point. So I do highly recommend watching those videos again. And if you like them, and even if you don't like them, put comments on the videos, on each part of the video, or Facebook message me. Let me know what you guys want me to put out there or do differently to help you have that happy, balanced life you want with your dog. Dogs do need the structure of a good walk. So by putting it out there that way, I think we can help one dog at a time, one home at a time, and that's the goal. I pride myself on trying to be as transparent as possible. That's why I open up this live Facebook question and answer session. I want to make this as easy for people to help themselves, not necessarily hire a trainer. If I can give you the idea on how to help your dog great. That's what I'm here for. So I want to try to be as transparent as possible. There are no questions off limits. If we want to talk about different training methodologies, we'll be happy to talk about different training methodologies. You want to talk about different tools in the industry, we'll talk about different tools in the industry. Whatever is easier for you guys and what you think you need, we'll discuss. We can either do it here in the live forum, or I'd be happy to try to produce a video for it to go over the details of it. And that could be anything that you guys want. With that being said, see, I got a few people on there. Again, if you're on here, please put a comment where you're from, so I know who's here, where they're coming from. It'll help me out greatly. I'm going to talk about any of the fosters or rescue people that are out there watching this video. There's another video I published on my Facebook page. I'm sorry, well, it's on my Facebook page too, but on my YouTube channel, is how to introduce a dog to your home. It's a sore subject for a lot of people. I thought it was something that was important to my customer base. I think my customer base around the country, around the world, could benefit from watching that half-hour video. That video is really how to introduce a dog to your home from day one. Too many times I get calls saying, I rescued a dog. It was really good for a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever. And now it's starting to exhibit some bad behaviors. And hello, Susan. Hello, Michelle. Hey, Amy, how are you? I'll let Marcy know you said hi. So when we bring a dog into our home, we're either fostering, we're rescuing, I hate to say it because I know one of my rescue people out there buying a dog. The biggest mistake we make is that we tend to smother these dogs with love. I'm going to talk predominantly about rescue dogs at this point. We worry about their past. What happened to this poor dog? Hello, Cousin Sue. We worry about their past and we feel bad for them. We're bringing them into our homes and we're saying, oh my God, you poor baby, you lived out on the streets, you had to fight for survival, whatever the case may be. You were abused by your really lousy human. And we smother them with love and affection and kisses and hugs. Hey, Maggie. Welcome. We smother them with there we go. Okay, so Maggie has a question. We'll get back to bringing the dog to the home. My dog is sweet and loves everyone except for when someone is walking or riding a bike by the house or on walks. He barks and growls so much. Also, when he sees another dog outside, okay, he loves to play with the other dogs in the yard, though. Okay, so it basically sounds like you're talking about leash reactivity. Again, I do recommend going to my YouTube channel, watching my 5-part series of Mastering the Walk Back to Basics style. I do talk about that. A lot of times when dogs are on leashes, they're too excited. We don't know how to get them to calm down, which is a very normal thing. And the process of the walk starts when you take the leash out. Maggie, and maybe you can just pop an answer in for my question. As soon as your dog sees the leash, does your dog get excited? That's the first question I ask everybody. And we basically have to wrestle with the dog to get it on the leash. If that's the case, it's too hard to walk your dog. The state of mind is not where you want it for a good, comfortable walk. If your dog is excited when you take the leash out of the closet or off the coat hook or wherever the heck we keep our leashes these days, don't put the leash on. You're rewarding that excited state of mind. And like I said, you're already behind the 8 ball for the walk if the dog's excited before I even put the leash on the dog. Think about it. Reward the calm. Put the leash on when the dog is in a calmer state of mind. One of the big things I tell everybody, and I know this can get a little confusing for some people. Okay, Maggie answered my question. Yes, gets excited. Maggie, you really need to not put the leash on him when he's excited. You're rewarding that state of mind. Uh, if you take the leash out, he gets excited. Stop the process. Sit down with the leash. Make him come over to you and figure out how to get the leash put on. And the only way you should put it on is when his state of mind is calm. The thing I tell everybody I work with, there is a huge difference between obedience and behavior. Obedience is I ask my dog to sit, he sits. So you have your leash, you sit down, he comes over and says, well, why aren't you putting the leash on me? You're going to tell him to sit. He's going to sit, but he's going to be, oh my God, we're still going for a walk. You can't put the leash on him because he's still excited. His state of mind is somewhere way up here. Don't put the leash on him. Make him calm down. It's a process that's well worth it for the end result of a walk, which is my arm not being pulled out of my shoulder every time my dog sees a person or a bicycle or another dog. Or in the human terms, the embarrassment of my dog acting like an idiot in public. You wait him out, you put the leash on him when he's calm, and then you can start to walk once you get the leash on him. The whole 5-part series goes into it. It breaks it down. I break it down just so you guys know, because I really do recommend you guys watching and put your comments on it. Of course, subscribe to my Facebook channel. Is I break it down to putting the leash on, threshold management, the structure of the walk. I call it recess period of the walk, and then back to structure. Everything is based on a calmer state of mind, which makes it more enjoyable for them and more enjoyable for us. I don't like walking a dog. Walking a dog is work. Walking with my dog is enjoyable. If he's doing those same things in the house, I'm sorry, I kept calling you Maggie and it's Margie. I don't have my glasses on, so from a distance it's hard to see. So I apologize. If your dog's barking at everybody on the street, they're doing their job, guys. They're protecting your house. They're saying, hey, somebody's here. What they have to learn is when you say enough is enough. That usually requires a little bit different training. That's setting your dog up for success. Have a neighbor or a neighbor's kid or somebody walk by the house and have a leash ready, put the leash on the dog and make a correction, say no. You can redirect with treats if you choose to. I find it doesn't work for a long period of time. But you want to say enough. Don't use the word no for barking at somebody walking on the street, because reality, they're doing their job, and I'd rather that person that I don't know who's walking on the street hear your dog barking and say, oh crap, I'm not going to go scout that house. I'll go scout the neighbor's house that doesn't have a dog. Good morning, Gary. Good morning, Tina. Susan, I see your question. I'll get to that in 1 second. So if they're doing that, never say no to that, because no to me is always final. No, you're never allowed to do that again. So use a different word. I use the word enough. Enough. Thanks for doing your job. I got it from here. But you have to be consistent with it, and you can set your dog up for success to pass that threshold. And how do you do that? You have a neighbor or somebody ride their bike by, walk their dog by, whoever you can use to help you out. And you make very firm enough corrections. If you have a leash, a slight tug on the leash, the tug on the leash is never designed to hurt your dog, scare your dog. It is designed to just unlock the brain. So they look at you and say, what do you want? And when you get that attention from them, then you can say, enough. Thanks for doing your job, basically, but I have it from here. You're giving them, saying that it's okay to bark, but you don't want them barking when you say enough. So I hope that answered your question. If you have any other questions, Margie, of course, you can type them here. You can Facebook message me. Email me at info@backtobasicsdogtraining. I'm open to anything. A lot of these behaviors, I can also do Zoom meetings, which is one-on-one, virtual meetings with people. I'd be happy to set that up with anybody on here listening. So Suzanne has a question. My 1-year-old Golden is real sweet. Sometimes she snaps at the family, specific situation when she has something in her mouth, socks, blanket. She also snaps sometimes when she is sleepy and someone pets her. What can we do to retrain her reactions? Okay, well, first of all, when she's sleeping and tired and cranky, we can all relate to that, because I kind of snap at people when I'm tired and cranky. But that being said, it's still an unacceptable behavior. When she has these high value things, a sock or a blanket, But a dog that exhibits that resource guarding, because that's exactly what it is. How dare you take my sock, my blanket away from me? Your dogs own nothing, folks. You own it all. You're nice enough to let your dogs use it. I know that sounds really, really cruel, um, but you own it. And if the dog doesn't respect your privacy or your property, you have to disagree with it. I never want anybody getting bit, so always be careful what I say here. But don't yank things out of a dog's mouth. It will create a couple of bad behaviors. It'll create a prey drive. I pull it out and they go to chase it. They get your hand. 9 times out of 10, it could be a 10-foot piece of board or something, and they're going to get your hand. They're really good at it. So with that being said, you can't, and we're going to use my company motto right now: no anger, no frustration, no nonsense. Okay, your dog got the blanket. You need to get it back from him. You can't say, no, cut it out. You can't get angry with them. You have to use my no anger, no frustration, no nonsense approach. It's just not acceptable behavior. So you grab the object. I'm assuming that your dog doesn't know the drop it command. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold the object in your hand, in his mouth. And again, always be cognizant that they may loosen their grip and go to nip you. At that point, you have to use your reactions to move quickly. But when they open their mouth, say it's a sock and the sock isn't as big as a blanket, you grab it, you hold it, you're going to say the word drop it. And you're going to hold a little bit of pressure towards you to get that motion going. As soon as they open their mouth, good, you take it, good, drop it, and praise the dog. Don't take the sock and hold it up here now, because you're going to create a lunging effect. Use your body language, use your energy, keep the dog away from the sock. So they start understanding the sock is not theirs. Most of the time, I'm going to tell you this in reality, is the dogs that chew socks and chew blankets and chew things up is because they probably have 100 toys all over the house. And really, what is the difference between that sock or their toy? It's on the ground, it's theirs. Don't leave so many toys out. Leave one toy out. Leave a favorite toy out. Don't leave any toys out. Bring out toys when you want the dog to play, whatever it is. Don't leave so much stuff around, because again, if you leave it around, anything on the ground is fair game, because that's where their stuff is. So it's a little bit harder to control that without me physically seeing how the dog is doing it. I'm going to assume that he's not doing it as aggressive. It's more that nipping to control the situation or control what he thinks is acceptable. As far as when he's sleeping, in reality, I'm sorry, I think most people should leave their dogs alone when they sleep and let them sleep. That's a little bit harder. I would not right away, there's a saying, let sleeping dogs lie. I do believe in it. What I would do on that case, if I have a dog that's reacting that way, I would try to do something. If I need to wake him up for whatever reason, I would do something more geared towards scent, letting him use his nose. Put some lavender or something on your hand, put your hand by his nose, let him smell, let him wake up a little bit, make noise to wake him up a little bit. But for the most part, let him sleep. He's tired, he's telling you, leave me alone. I kind of say they have a right to do that. Again, I do think it's an unacceptable behavior, and we have to recondition them not to do that. But that one you have to be real careful with. It may be that he's just getting startled. I don't know. I'd have to see it. That's an action I would say, if you can do it, and this is an option I offer to everybody who's listening, videotape it for me and then send me a copy of it. Let me see what's going on. I can give you a little bit more insight when I see it. So I hope that answered the question. I'm going to jump over to Cheryl Lynn's question right now. Will sometimes bark at my husband or into his face. Not so much with me. I sweet talk him because I know he wants something and he'll stop. I sometimes think he is just attention seeking. How do we get him to stop? My husband is getting to the point that he's yelling and he feels like it's rewarding. I feel like it's rewarding his behavior. Absolutely. And that goes back to what I was just saying, Cheryl Lynn, that no anger, no frustration, no nonsense motto I have is crucial. Especially in the case of what you're saying, your husband's yelling at him. Your husband's getting angry and frustrated, which I definitely 1000% understand. He has a dog. The dog's barking in his face. What the hell is that all about? You need to disagree with that behavior with a very firm no. Um, you have to, sorry, your husband has to step up. Your dog is, I hate to say it this way, manipulating your husband a little bit with the barking. He's getting attention. Negative attention, still attention. If if a dog is demanding that attention, you actually have to say no. It's okay. You're allowed to say no to your dog. No, in my opinion, should have a consequence. Again, any consequences I talk about will never hurt your dog, scare your dog. It's more to unlock their brain and say, hey, cut it out. You're being an idiot. It's no different than when we were growing up. You can be in another part of the house out in the yard and you hear your parents go, hey, and you'd be like, what? It got your attention. So if the dog's doing that to your husband, and if he's sitting down on the couch, this is the part I always say: people have to stop being so lazy. You get up, and you actually get up, use your butt. No, you don't do that to me. I'm in charge. That's like my kids back talking me. That's unacceptable behavior. Um, it needs to be done. If you can answer this question, when does he do this to your husband? Is it randomly, or is it when he comes home from work, or he never uses anger or yelling? Okay. Um, again, if you can answer the question, when does he usually do this to your husband? Is it randomly, or is it in specific incidences? Is it around a certain time of the day? Is it the dog wants to play? Maybe you can help me help you at this point. Um, Again, that's a behavior I'd love to see on video that can be sent to me, and then I can answer the question, one on one. But it's got to be that no nonsense, no, because I said so. It's an unacceptable behavior. I don't know what's triggering it. I need a little bit more content on that one. Um, Try to think of other ways you can do this. There's a tool out there called Pet Corrector. It's just canned air. That's all it is. It's not going to hurt anything. You can use that to reinforce the no. So when he's doing this to your husband, guys, I always tell people, dogs are, as much as our wives think as husbands we can't multitask, dogs truly can. So when your dog is fixated on doing that to your husband, his mind is just locked on this is what I'm doing. Um, Not to watch my husband will yell, but not me. Yeah, the yelling is feeding into it. But getting back to the pet corrector, it's something we can use as long as we don't misuse it or abuse it. And when I say abuse it, is use it too much, because I think I always tell my customers very simply, the best training tool on the face of the earth, with the thousands or if not millions of different training tools, the best training tool is the human, and it's all about your body language and energy. You can make more happen by saying less. It's the energy behind the correction. So if I say no to a dog, it's no nonsense. It's like I've said it in every video I think I probably posted. No means no. It's the same way I was raised. My father would say no. Why? Because he said so. Simple. So the pet corrector is a great tool because it's just air. You don't have to show the dog the bottle of air. I actually recommend hiding it. If you have a hoodie on, like I'm wearing right now, you can put it in your pocket. If I don't have a hoodie, I'll put it behind my back. I'll hide the air, the tool itself, so the dog doesn't see it. But what I'll do is I'll time it. When I say no, I'll press at the same time for a quick second, that quick of a second. That loud noise will unlock the dog's brain. Now I can follow through, get off the couch, and say, no, we don't do that, and make the dog calm down. Dog's excited. He's barking at your husband. The mind is not where you want it. Where do you want the mind? At a calm level. As soon as we get the dog calm, we can have a better way of teaching them. Because remember, it's not only saying no to your dog. No is a horrible word in reality, but it's a word we use to stop an unwanted behavior. And then when the dog stops, okay, great, but we sit back down and he does it again. So his mind is still not right. It's how to turn that no into a yes. That is the most crucial part, guys. It's not, no, stop barking at me. No, it's, no, stop barking at me. Sit down, calm down. Then I'll reward you by petting you or giving you the affection, but that's in a better state of mind. Remember, negative attention is still attention. So if your husband is yelling at them or anybody's yelling, it's attention. It's not the right attention. Nobody likes negative attention. So I always tell it, it's not only saying no, it's turning the no into yes. I think that's more crucial. I think that's what, as humans, we have a huge disconnect because we say no, the dog stops, but the dog doesn't know why or what we expect from them. And we got to teach them that. If you ever notice dogs who want attention from other dogs, will get into another dog's face and bark and bark and bark and bark and bark to get the other dog's attention. Depending on the other dog that's being barked at, they may join in the fun or they may growl or nip at the air and say, no, we're not doing that. But they're not angry. They're not frustrated. It's just no nonsense. Cut it out. I don't want to play with you right now. Get out of my face. And dogs understand that. They understand that form of discipline. Remember, discipline is not designed to hurt your dog. It's a horrible word. I know I get told a million times by mostly my wife and some of my associates that that's a bad word because people misinterpret the word discipline. I'm going to continue to use it and I'm going to continue to educate people on my form of discipline. Discipline is never designed to hurt your dog. It is designed to be uncomfortable. And I always use growing up. I grew up out here on Long Island in Mount Sinai. It was farmland. And in the early 70s, we didn't have central air conditioning. My dad had a saying, we don't own loco. So basically what that meant is lights weren't allowed on during the day. Fans weren't allowed on during the day. The fans were only allowed for sleeping purposes in our bedroom. So when I screwed up in July or August, I got sent to my room as a punishment, because back then it was a punishment. There was no TV, there was no internet, there was no nothing. There were books in my room and I hated reading. Going to my room in July or August was an uncomfortable punishment. What was the purpose of that? Don't make the same mistake twice. So the discipline of going to my room because I made a mistake didn't hurt me, didn't scare me, but it made it uncomfortable to make that same mistake twice. Make it uncomfortable for your dog to make that same mistake twice. You don't have to hurt your dog. You don't have to scare your dog into it. It's real important that oh, you're in Middle Place too. I live in Middle Place now. So we can definitely set up a Zoom meeting also, just so everybody knows. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm doing Zoom meetings at a greatly reduced price right now because of the pandemic or whatever this is that's going on, because we're stuck at home and we have to keep the social distancing. So I am doing Zoom meetings or FaceTime meetings with sessions with customers. We can always set something like that up. So let me know. I'm here to help. But getting back to this discipline, there's a couple of ways I use the word discipline is to agree with a bad behavior, and I also use discipline for mastering the walk. I use the walk as a discipline, and if you think about it logically, karate is a discipline. It's doing something, the body, the mind, the soul, the martial arts. It's conditioning your body to do something. It's discipline. It's a discipline in the martial arts that you can't let your anger take control. Football is a discipline. I used that analogy last week, I think it was, or one of my videos, I don't remember anymore, where, we know as an offensive lineman, we're not allowed to move until that ball is snapped to the quarterback. If you move, there's a penalty. The discipline is to stay there until the ball's snapped. The discipline, if you move, is the penalty, the uncomfortable thing. Now I'm backed up 5 yards or 10 yards or whatever it is. I keep forgetting. So, keep in mind that these things are, hello, how is my Buster doing? Vanessa, it's been a long time. So let me see what Vanessa, highly lately when I walk Buster, when we pass dogs that ignore him, he's fine. Great, he's made huge progress. I love it. But lately, when we pass dogs that are going crazy and barking, it's hard to get Buster to focus on me. He's hurting himself with the prong, but he doesn't seem to care. Do I make him sit and wait for the other to calm? Absolutely. You don't continue to walk. Great question. I love it, Vanessa. Buster, just a little background on Buster. When I first met Buster, and Vanessa, correct me if I'm wrong, he couldn't walk past any dog without going absolutely, bat crazy. So he's made huge progress. We have introduced some different tools to Buster. I know we introduced the prong collar to him. I believe we introduced an e-collar to him. Are you using the e-collar on the walk at all, just out of curiosity? Um, so, again, I'm going to tell people, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to assume I'm going to be right on this, Vanessa. Buster starts reacting as soon as he sees that dog that he doesn't like the energy. He's reacting to that dog's energy. Dogs are all about energy. So, what it is try to catch him when he's low. So when you're walking him and you see that crazy lunatic dog walking down the street ahead before he does, usually you'll see it before he does, start watching him. Look for the slightest change in Buster's body language. It could be a head tilt, it could be the head curling, the hackles coming up a little bit, his body stiffening, whatever it may be. Right there, make your correction. Correct them at a lower level. I always use that scale, and Vanessa, you've been in my classes, so you've heard me talk about this a million times. That 0 to 10 scale. It's an imaginary scale, guys, and I'll say that because there's right now, I don't know, 20, 25 people watching this. There's 25 versions of 0 to 10. But there's two constants in 0 to 10. 0 being asleep, and 10 being Satan's child. And when I say that, I kind of joke about it. It could be aggression, it could be excitement. So I just call it Satan's child of stupidity. Those are two constants. Logic dictates it's easier to control something at the lower levels. So most of the customers I work with wait for the explosion. The dog goes from 1, 2 because we're walking, so it's usually about a 2, and they don't make a correction until the dog's at a 7 or 8. Good luck. Almost impossible. It's too hard to break that now. Can it be done? Of course it can be done. Good morning, Zach. So you can stop it, but why? So if I was walking Buster and I saw that knucklehead dog down the street coming, and I would start watching Buster. And as soon as I saw Buster, okay, I'm not comfortable with it. Boom, pop, again, I use the word pop the leash. Unlock the brain from focusing on that dog coming. Focus on me, sit. You have to stay calm. Don't do that, wrap the leash around your hands a million times. Stay as calm as you can. And teach them a better way to see the other dog. I do recommend if you see that out of dog control and the dog is on the left, you go to the right and go to the other side of the street. Don't even deal with it. But deal with it in a way where Buster can watch that dog walk by. And then once he is calm, because again, I'm going back to the state of mind, guys. Once he's calm, then we can continue the walk. And remember, just because Buster would be sitting doesn't mean his mind is calm. If that dog passes and he's constantly looking over his shoulder, where'd that dog go? He's not calm. We can't go forward yet because you're rewarding him for trying to see where the other dog is. And you, as his pack leader, are saying, don't worry about the other dog. Why are you looking over your shoulder? I got your back, Jack. So stop, worry about the state of mind. Don't worry about the physical reaction, because if you stop the state of mind at an earlier level on my 0 to 10 scale, stop it at a 3. Because at a 5, 6, 7, 8, it's hard. It's too much work. It's not fun anymore. So look for the little signs, guys. I'm going to say this a million times probably now today because now it's in my head and it's going to be a passion of mine. Don't wait for the explosion. Stop waiting for the explosion. Every time I see it, that's where the dog will hurt themselves. I don't care if the dog's on a prong collar, a slip leash, a choker chain, a martingale collar, a flat nylon collar, a head halter, the one that goes around its mouth. On a harness, they can get hurt. People think harnesses are these great, great things. You can get this. And Vanessa, again, I'm going to say it, I'm going to put it out there so anybody's listening. If he has this bad behavior, unwanted behavior, I hate the word bad behavior, unwanted behavior on the walk, videotape it, send it to me, text it to me, Facebook message it to me, email me, info at Back to Basics Dog Training. Let me see what he's doing. If you can catch it earlier in the process, of course, that would be easier, and then I can guide you that way as well. If you're an iPhone user, we can always do a Facebook Live while you're walking, and we can see what the hell's going on. Whatever's easier for you. Again, we're here to help. I really, my goal is to save one dog at a time, and which saves one human at a time, as far as I'm concerned. So, guys, again, getting back to those 0 to 10 scale. Stop letting the dog explode. It's so much easier to get what you want out of them when they're calm. When they're calm, you can get their focus. You can get them to want to respond to you. But in order for them to be calm, you have to stay calm. Um, Good morning, Tina. How are you? Uh, so Tina has a question. My Chihuahua reacts to my boys with nonstop barking and lunging at them when they come into my bedroom when I'm in bed watching TV. Stop watching so much. No. She could be sleeping next to me and she wakes up immediately and barks. I begin to think she doesn't like them. No, it's I don't. You're humanizing her. You're humanizing her. Their dogs don't look that way. It's not that they don't like somebody. And unfortunately, it's a Chihuahua, so I feel like I'm going to pick on the little Chihuahuas right now. But I actually had one Chi Chi who I actually adored to death. He was a great dog. Um, it. He's protecting you. I think you said it's a he. Um, she doesn't. Sorry. She's protecting you. She's claimed you as hers. Bottom line, and the smaller the dog, the more I see this, believe it or not. Why? Because we're always holding small dogs. They're small dogs. They can't hurt people. We tend to reinforce the wrong state of mind. So here's what I'm going to say is probably happened in the beginning. When we're going to call, when she first started seeing your son, she may have been a little unsure what was going on when they came into your room. She was sleeping. She was tired, whatever. I don't know what happened. And she did this barking, growling, nipping, lunging behavior. You picked her up and you said, it's okay. It's the boys. They're good. They're not going to hurt you. You reinforce her state of mind at that point. Human psychology will never, ever work. I'm sorry, I was reading the comment. Guys, I talk about the state of mind. Let's really delve into the state of mind and what I mean by that. Hold on, dry mouth. We reinforce the wrong state of mind. If a puppy is excited when we come home and it's jumping all over us, we pet it. We're telling it it's okay to be excited. A dog is unsure of a situation. I don't like the word scared, so I use the word unsure. Unsure of a situation, we soothe them. It's okay. It's only thunder. It's only fireworks. It's only the boys. But that's human psychology. We can explain to your sons, for lack of better terms, it's okay, the Chihuahua's not going to hurt you. We can explain that all day long. We're humans. We have that ability to comprehend those words. A dog doesn't. Dog understands energy and what we're doing to them. Something weird just popped up on my screen. Sorry. I don't know how to get rid of it. There, I got rid of it. So if that's the case, Tina, and you did that the first time the Chihuahua did this, and you said, it's okay, it's only the boys, they're not going to hurt you, you're actually telling the dog it's okay to growl and bark at your sons. Instead of saying, no, that's unacceptable behavior. And at that point, to me, she loses the privilege to be on the bed. She blew it. It'd be no different than if your sons were in bed and they spilt water all over your bed every single time they were in your bed. You wouldn't allow them in your bed anymore because they don't deserve that privilege. They're slobs. So she was at ASA, so she was scared. Not scared. She was unsure. We've only had her a couple months. Guys, I'm going to tell you now. I hear that all the time. She was at ACC, which is a kill shelter. We've only had her a couple of months. She was scared. We baby the dogs. Yesterday they were in a kill shelter. Today they got the luxury of your home. Why am I worried about what happened yesterday? Can you go back in time and not have her go to the kill shelter? No, you can't. So why worry about it? You can't worry about it. Dogs look for proper leadership now. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday. Guys, I say it a million times. A dog lives in the moment. We've all heard that saying, live in the moment, live in the moment. It's the best way to live life. You can't fix yesterday. You can learn from the mistakes of yesterday as humans. And you can't worry about tomorrow because there is no guarantee. I mean, I hate saying it. Look what the hell's going on in the world today. So live in the moment like dogs do. Dogs look for proper leadership. If I was the one that took this Chihuahua into my home, I wouldn't feel bad for what happened yesterday because look what I'm giving her today. I'm giving her balance. I'm giving her leadership. I'm giving her 2 square meals a day. Giving her water when she, because she needs it. Giving her affection when she is in the right state of mind. And I'm going to teach her that the world isn't so bad. Why do I feel bad for her? Look at what I'm going to give her. Look at the lap of luxury I'm going to give this dog. Stop feeling bad for what happened yesterday because you can't fix yesterday. By feeling bad for them, it's a weak energy. And they will never, ever be able to move forward. Be confident in what you know about dogs. Be confident in understanding that we can move them forward. Be confident in the fact that nothing bad is going to happen to this dog again. You're not going to allow it. You are now, it's a new world. And it works. I've done it, I'm going to say 1,000 times to help people out. Guys, it's the human emotion interferes with us helping our dogs. I don't know how else to say it. Stop feeling sorry for them. Whatever happened, it happened. I've worked with abused dogs before. It breaks my heart every single time. It kills me that humans can be such animals, for lack of better terms, to dogs. It kills me. But when I work with them, I never, ever feel bad for them. When I get in my car or I'm not around them, my emotions are allowed to come out. I do this for the love of the dogs, so I never want to see a dog hurt. But I know for a fact if I work with this Chihuahua, it's a new day. It's a new way of living. It's a better way of living. Forget what happened yesterday because you can't fix yesterday. We can move forward today for a better way of life. Guys, I'm hoping I got a lot of good information out to you today. This is going to be a weekly thing this Saturday morning, Coffee with Back to Basics. I hope you guys are getting something out of it. I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys. And again, please give me subjects to post these videos. The more you guys give me, the more I'll put out there. Again, I want to be a transparent dog trainer. I want people to understand we're all in this together. I'm here to guide you. I'm not here to take over your dog's life. I'm not here for any... Do I keep her off the bed permanently or remove her when she acts this way? If she's calm, she can be in the bed. Once she acts in unwanted behavior, she lost the privilege. Just at that point, keep a leash. I hate to say it, keep a leash in your bedroom. Put her when you take her off the bed. Put her on a leash so she can't make the forward motion with the son, so you can still have connection to her to make corrections because the behavior may not stop, the barking and the lunging. But if you have her on a leash, you can make the correction. And again, if you're laying in bed, I know once I'm in bed, I don't want to get up, but you're gonna have to get up. Make it happen. This is an unacceptable behavior. Same way, if we had kids and they were doing an unwanted behavior, we'd make it no nonsense. Now that's unacceptable. So don't be afraid to discipline them. Just do what you need to do to make her have a better life, because that's what this is about. This is what Back to Basics was created on, is helping dogs have better lives with us, the humans, and me teaching not so much the dogs, is teaching the humans how to explain to the dogs what we want from them. And it's all about that no anger, no frustration, no nonsense mentality, guys. So please comment on my Facebook posts. Go to my YouTube channel. I now started an Instagram thing and a Twitter thing. I did my first tweet. I feel like I'm so modern. Whatever you guys want, I'm out there to try to provide for you, to give you the help you need. It's about helping one dog, one family at a time. And whatever I can do here at Back to Basics Dog Training, I'm going to try to do my best to help you guys. And with that being said, if there are no other questions, I want everybody to have a great weekend. Stay healthy, stay safe, and remember, no anger, no frustration, no nonsense. Till next week, enjoy your week, guys. Work with your dogs. Shoot me any questions. I'm here to help. Love you all.